Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hobbits. Today checking out some more Anchorage beer, but this time a lower strength stout. Not that much lower. Well, a lot compared to the last one we had, which was King of Darkness. But we're checking out a can of Anchorage Happy Alone. An oat stout with loads of stuff in it. So this is, another amazing looking beer just by the artwork alone. I love the style that they do at Anchorage. This is also by Massive Face. Look at that. That is amazing. A skeleton smoking a cigarette and same with a cup of coffee. There's something apocalyptic about this, and there is that about like all the labels where it's with like skulls and whatnot. I love the look of it. It reminds me of almost the last game I finished on my PlayStation was The Last of Us Part 2, and it's almost like running into some of the things you run into in that game, like corpses in like their last moments. It's a bit weird, but I think it's really cool. So this is an Imperial Stout. I guess it says Oat Stout, but it's 8.5%, so I'd consider this like that kind of mid-strength Imperial Oatmeal Stout-ish thing, or just like really. No, it is Imperial, isn't it? If it's this high. But it just says Oat Stout. So I think they decided to call it just a stout because it's not as strong as their crazy strong beers. But this is finished on coffee, Tahitian vanilla beans, cinnamon, and then also made with lactose. Pouring out, it looked as thick and rich as like some Imperial stouts that are much stronger. It was so thick and dark. And it's like pitch black. There's not much light breathing through. There is a little bit in the bottom of the glass, but otherwise it looks crazy nice. It's got a very nice looking tan head too. Let's check out the aroma on Happy Alone. Oh wow, that smells. So that reminds me of almost Anchorage trying to do something like Treehouse with their shot series. Because was it double shot in those beers? I think they might be stronger. I'm not entirely sure, but it's just reminding me of that like instantly. I think they call their beers stouts, even though they're 8.5%, which is really high. So it makes sense why they did that here. But yeah, it's got loads of coffee. I'm getting like granola, cinnamon kind of granola vibes. Loads of vanilla. It's really well balanced with the coffee. Huge chocolate profile too. Loads of chocolate. It's really bombastic and intense. You can definitely smell the lactose too, in terms of like a sweeter vanilla type. It's not necessarily marshmallowy, but it's like it's borderline. But it really reminds me of Treehouse and their shot beers, like crazy. But and was like almost like maybe not brownie batter because it has a bit more roastiness, but like almost to some extent something like that. I'm impressed how well balanced the cinnamon is too, because it's not like it's definitely present, but it's not like crazy. The big player is definitely like a really dense coffee profile. Oh man, this smells good. Let's give it a taste, guys. Cheers. Let's check out Happy Alone. Woo! It fizzed up in my mouth. That sounded a bit weird. It tastes a whole lot less sweet than the aroma indicates. And it's got a lot of carbonation. It's much drier. It's definitely drinking like an 8.5% beer. But the aroma is just like crazy, man. It really reminds me of the shot beers. I think the Treehouse double shots and whatnot are sweeter than this. It's definitely got sweetness. But I'm getting a huge roasty, toasty coffee profile. Huge nutty flavor profile as well. Like toasty, hazelnutty flavors. Cherry maltiness. Roasted maltiness without being too much. Really dry back end too. Like, even though it has all those like this sweeter kind of flavors going on. Like the dryness of both coffee and I'm guessing cinnamon really dries on the back. There's a huge like dry cinnamon aftertaste going on too right now. And also like a bit of like a leather tobacco thing. Like it's like new school, old school. Like it goes like that, like really new school up front and then turns into more an an old school flavor profile because it really tastes like a stout first and foremost. I think it could use a touch sweetness just a little bit to balance out all that dryness, but otherwise I think this is a really good, like, I guess, like, I'll just say coffee stout with loads of things going on, and because it doesn't really drink like a pastry stout because it's too dry and just like heavy on like coffee and whatnot, like to be pastry. Like also pastry stouts are often really sweet. It's just like I totally get why they call it an oat stout on the label because it's like got that dry kind of. It also has a bit of that sweet oaty profile, and then like big roasted malt, big cherry, burnt roasty, maybe even burnt like huge espresso coffee flavor, sweet fudgy vanilla that's like cut really quickly, and there's like loads of cinnamon, or not loads, but a good kick of cinnamon, and then like that coffee aftertaste. But it's interesting. It had like this brownie batter thing and whatnot going on in the aroma. Not so much in the flavor. The flavor is just more old school. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice. So rating wise for Happy Alone by Anchorage, I'm thinking like a 92, 3, something like that. It's really good. I love the forward tasting adjuncts. And even though it's like a drier base, I usually don't like the dry base beers too much. This just has so much flavor that I really dig in a beer like this that I don't feel like going lower. Like, it's really rare that I really, really love drier stouts, but this one just has something about it. I don't know if it's just like the amount of adjuncts or whatnot, or maybe it's just because it's a breath of fresh air because it's not like really sweet, even though I often like the sweet ones. But I've found myself lately go towards like finding stouts too sweet compared to maybe a couple of years ago where like they couldn't get sweet enough. But like something like Starry Nutty, for example, I was thinking that was too sweet and whatnot. So maybe I'm going backwards in stouts as well, not just hoppy beers. But it's really nice. But if you guys had a chance to try Happy Alone from Anchorage, let me know what you thought of it. Really nice, more dry, adjuncted coffee stout. If you enjoy drier stouts, you'll love this one. So if you guys had it, let me know what you thought of it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers. And see you guys in another beer review.